This is Fox 5 News at 5.
An interstate battle. One car goes airborne. 2 people thrown to their deaths.
And he's screaming, like, giving the finger and going crazy.
Eyewitnesses tell Fox 5 that this was road rage to the extreme.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Evans.
And I'm Sean Yancey. That drama unfolded this morning along I-270 in Frederic County. Tonight, police want to know if road rage is to blame. Fox 5's John Hanrahan is live near the scene tonight with more on our top story. John?
Sean, Maryland State Police are now in the process of contacting the next of kin for the 2 people in their late 20s, believed to be in their late 20s, who died in a car with Pennsylvania license plates this morning. And police here are very interested in speaking with the driver of a green pickup truck that they believe braked abruptly, causing a road rage incident to turn deadly. The encounter that ultimately killed a man and woman riding in a Chrysler Sebring apparently began just south of Frederic on Interstate 270 southbound, where the bulk of morning rush hour traffic is heading toward Washington. Witnesses told police the driver of the Chrysler got into a heated rolling argument with the driver of the green pickup truck.
They said they observed over a period of time prior to the accident that there appeared to be what they described as encounter.
Apparently we're having some technical difficulties with our report. Witnesses say that the green pickup truck actually, the cars kept changing positions on the highway, but just before the accident, and the 2 drivers, by the way, were gesturing to each other with obscene gestures for what may have been a mile or 2 before the accident. And just before the accident, the green pickup was in front, according to multiple witnesses, put on his brakes, and apparently the driver of the Chrysler lost control, went up the embankment, went into the air, knocked off 2 trees, landed upside down, killing both occupants. Here's the description of the green pickup and the driver in it that police want to speak with. A full-sized pickup, possibly a Chevy, with loud exhaust pipes. The driver is said to be a white male with brown hair, and he was wearing a baseball cap shortly after 8 o'clock this morning. If you know that truck or that driver, Maryland State Police want to hear from you. Sean?
You know, John, this is such a scary situation. We all drive out there. We've all been in situations that could end up similar to this. Do we know any more about the victims tonight?
All we know is that they're in their late 20s. They are likely from Pennsylvania, because I heard one police officer say that they are using out-of-state police departments, so they're not local. And they probably were killed instantly.
All right, John Hanrahan, thank you tonight for that report. Again, Maryland State Police are asking for more witnesses to come forward. If you have any information on this case, you can go to our website at myfoxdc.com. The story is right there on our homepage.
Another fatal crash to tell you about, this one south of Washington. It's on I-95 in Prince William County. Sky Fox was over the scene earlier this afternoon. Here it is. Virginia State Police say the driver of that tractor trailer right there lost control and flipped over. This is near Dumfries. The driver was killed. 2 people in another car were injured. The truck was hauling kegs of beer, which ended up all over the roadway. Traffic was backed up for a few miles while police worked to clear that scene. A D.C. police officer has died in the line of duty. Officer Wayne Pitt was hurt in an accident on Friday while blocking traffic for an Easter parade.
As the officer attempted to exit the car began to roll forward. The officer attempted to stop the car from rolling forward, and as a result, he was injured when the vehicle collided into a tree.
Now, the car also hit a scooter and a parked car, but no one else was hurt. Officer Pitt died this morning. He was 57 years old, a 4-year veteran of the D.C. Police Department.
2 homes in a Northern Virginia neighborhood up in flames, and now 2 kids are charged in connection with those fires. The houses were torched last night in Great Falls. A neighbor who spotted the fire says help did not arrive as fast as it should have. Fox 5's Sherry Lee is live on the scene now with the latest on this big story. Sherry?
Well, Sean, the houses are boarded up tonight, and the family who lives in this one tells us it will take them at least 6 months to make repairs and move back in. They lived in that house for 23 years. They've lost a lot of memories, and the family says that knowing this fire was intentionally set is a tragedy. Workers trying to protect all that is left of the two houses. The fire on Yorktown Court burned down one garage and spread into the main house. The heat and embers ignited the garage next door. A second fire outside a house on Yorktown Way burned out without causing any damage. Fire investigators say they were intentionally set.
Early this morning, charges were brought against two juveniles in response to the two incidents that occurred in Great Falls Forest last night.
Margie Knight came to salvage some things from her home. She didn't want to talk, but did tell us she doesn't believe her house was targeted. Neighbors seemed surprised it was arson.
It's hard to believe that somebody would even think about doing that to this certain family. It had to have been odd.
When John Campbell first called 911, he said the fire was small, but the neighborhood sits just inside the Loudoun County line, and he says his call got sent to the fire department in Fairfax County instead.
It was a long time, especially since we had been running around, knocking on people's doors, trying to get people out before we even saw the first trace of any real fire department.
Everyone got out in time, even the family pets. Two girls walking down the street first saw the fire and might have put themselves in danger to save their neighbors.
We ran down and started banging on their door, and then Miss Margie came out. She didn't even know. And then she was like, "Do you want to play with David?" or "Hey girls," or something like that. And then we were like, "Your house is on fire, house on fire."
The family we spoke to wouldn't say if they knew the two juveniles who are accused in these fires. Now, fire officials say because they are juveniles, they won't tell us just how old they are, only that they were arrested and charged as juveniles. We're live in Great Falls. Sherry Lee, Fox 5 News. Sean, back to you.
What a mess. Sherry, thank you. Fire officials in Fairfax County tell us that those 911 calls are automatically routed to the closest available fire station regardless of the county. Loudoun County officials say the first fire truck arrived within 8 minutes.
We are getting a look tonight at a costumed caper in a Fairfax County bank. Take a look. The surveillance picture shows a robber wearing a rubber Halloween mask. He hit the Wachovia Bank on Churchill Road in McLean last Friday. Fairfax County police say he never showed a gun, just demanded money and then took off. Investigators are still looking for him tonight. The man accused of killing a Maryland music producer is headed to Prince George's County to face murder charges there. D.C. police arrested Neiman Marcus Edmonds yesterday in Northeast. Today in court, Edmonds waived his extradition rights. The music producer, Raymond Brown, was shot during an altercation with a man who he thought was stealing his car in Largo last October. Brown, who was known as Scotty Beats, was a popular figure on the local music scene.
New details tonight in a sex scandal that gripped the nation. The nightmare for these three men is over. Today, prosecutors dropped all charges against the former Duke lacrosse players accused of raping an exotic dancer. Colin Finnerty, Reeg Seligman, and David Evans of Bethesda are now being called innocent victims. North Carolina's Attorney General made that decision to drop the charges. He says there is no evidence the attack ever happened and called the case a tragic rush to accuse. Fox's Kim McIntyre has the latest.
Life has been at a standstill for three Duke students for over a year. Their friends say they felt suffocated despite knowing that all the charges against them were false.
We believe these three individuals are innocent of these charges.
A year of turmoil ended today as the North Carolina Attorney General dropped all charges against three former Duke lacrosse players.
We have no credible evidence that an attack occurred in that house on that night.
It began last spring when an exotic dancer accused Colin Finnerty, David Evans, and Reeg Seligman of attacking her at a lacrosse team party in this house. All three players were indicted on charges of rape, kidnapping, and sexual offense. In December, District Attorney Mike Nifong dropped the rape charge after the accuser changed her story. Then, under a cloud of controversy, Nifong recused himself, putting the case in the hands of the Attorney General and leaving Nifong's legal career in jeopardy.
We believe that these cases were the result of a tragic rush to accuse and a failure to verify serious allegations.
The Duke players have faced public scrutiny and private disgrace. Evans, who graduated one day before being indicted, lost his job in New York, and the two others had to leave school, but were eventually invited back. They declined to return.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is not a great day of celebration. I want you to understand that. This is a great day for justice.
It's been 395 days since this nightmare began, And finally today it's come to a closure.
Mike Nifong met with his own attorneys today, but made no comment. He faces ethics violations in front of the state bar in June. He could be disbarred. In Raleigh, North Carolina, Kim McIntyre, Fox News.
The parents of those former lacrosse players are now asking the university to foot the bill for all legal fees. They say they spent some $3 million. There's no word yet from the university if they will take them up on the offer. The Duke scandal is the subject of our web poll tonight. Now that the former players have been exonerated of rape, what should happen to District Attorney Mike Nifong? Should he be fired and disbarred? Should he be reprimanded but keep his job? Or should nothing happen to him? We want to hear what you think. Go to myfoxdc.com. You will find the web poll right there on the right-hand side of our homepage.
Around the world tonight, Al-Qaeda is claiming responsibility for deadly attacks in Algeria. Bombs exploded near the Prime Minister's office and a police station, killing at least 23 people in the capital city of Algiers. The Prime Minister was not hurt. He is calling the attacks a cowardly criminal terrorist act. An Al-Qaeda spokesman says 3 suicide bombers used trucks packed with explosives in those bombings. Late this afternoon, word the Pentagon is extending tours of duty in Iraq. Beginning immediately, all active duty Army soldiers will serve for 15 months instead of 1 year. That change will support the higher troop levels President Bush ordered back in January. Defense Secretary Robert Gates says it is a difficult but necessary step. Harsh criticism for the Pentagon from a group looking into shoddy conditions at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. The independent panel says the Defense Department should have known about the problems there but neglected them because the hospital was supposed to be closed. The report claims the Pentagon made things even worse by ordering a hold on costs even as injured veterans return from Iraq and Afghanistan.
Although Walter Reed's rich tradition of flawlessly rendered medical care of the highest quality remains to this day unchallenged, its highly prized reputation does not remain unchallenged.
Secretary, that independent panel is calling for major changes in troop care.
Actor and former Senator Fred Thompson announced he is battling cancer. The Tennessee Republican told Fox's Neil Cavuto he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 3 years ago. The 64-year-old, who is also a potential presidential candidate, says he's in remission now with no symptoms, and if he decides to run for president, he wants voters to know he's all right.
I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't satisfied in my own mind as to the nature of it and the fact that not only will I have an average lifespan, but in the meantime, I will not be affected in any way by it. Now, of course, nobody.
Thompson is not the only GOP hopeful with cancer. John McCain survived 3 bouts with skin cancer. Rudy Giuliani has also battled prostate cancer.
A daycare dilemma could have you scrambling to find a place to put your kids. Thousands of centers in our area are in jeopardy. We'll have the reason why when we come back.
Also coming up next, a new development in the pet food recall, what one official did weeks before the news broke that has many people asking questions.
And believe it or not, time to break out the burgundy and gold. We've got your skin schedule soon.
It's almost like we have football weather too, Laura and Sean. It's been kind of chilly out there. Whoa, today we got to 52 degrees. How about that? Our chilly trend looks like it's going to continue. And now we add some rain into the mix. Details on that when we return.
This is Fox 5 News at 5.
The Imus controversy continues. Now a CBS executive is calling for Imus to be fired. Bruce Gordon, former head of the NAACP and a board member at CBS, wants Imus gone. The network is suspending Imus for 2 weeks for making demeaning remarks about the Rutgers women's basketball team. CBS also manages both the radio station where Imus' show is taped and the company that syndicates the show. Imus has since apologized for his remarks. A number of major sponsors, including Procter & Gamble, Staples, and American Express, have now pulled their ads from the Imus show.
No money for Imus from those companies. No money for some Maryland daycares either. Providers for low-income children are having financial trouble because the state isn't paying promised subsidies. The problem is particularly serious in Prince George's County and in Baltimore. As Fox 5's Patrick McGrath reports tonight, daycare providers are now trying to solve this dilemma by coming together.
Valencia Howard took the children from her Prince George's County daycare center on a field trip to Port Discovery in Baltimore. She almost called it off because of financial problems. 50% of her children are from low-income families eligible for state daycare assistance. But according to Howard, the state has not been sending her the promised monthly payment voucher since January.
If you don't have any cash that's coming in, that affects us detriment. I mean, it's just devastating. So when we back and like, look, you know, our mortgage is behind. My situation, you know, I'm just holding on.
Howard's problem is not unique. The Quality Daycare Center in Baltimore has not been getting its state payments either, and 90% of the more than 40 children at that center are dependent on the vouchers.
We're suffering. I mean, BG&Es, for centers like us, we haven't paid our BG&E bill in almost 3 months because we couldn't afford to pay them. What happens if there's no lights for the kids? What about our mortgage payment? My staff, they might not be getting paid because we don't have any more monies.
The Maryland Department of Human Resources says it is authorizing emergency payments to financially stressed daycare centers until the state education department works out problems with its new system of paying daycare providers that accept vouchers. Still, many parents are worried. Fatima Abdurrahman works at Baltimore's Port Discovery and has 3 children at Quality Daycare.
In the end, the providers will have to maybe close because they don't have enough providers, enough workers to come in and, you know, stay with the children.
The daycare providers hope to call attention to their plight and light a fire under state officials by staging a rally here at the Quality Daycare Center tomorrow night at 7. From Baltimore, Patrick McGrath, Fox 5 News.
The Maryland Department of Education says it hopes to have the problems with the voucher payment system corrected and checks flowing normally in about 2 weeks. A warning for parents tonight. If your child has one of these puzzles, take it away now. They are being recalled because the knobs could come off, choking children. The wooden puzzles are called Sounds of the Farm and Sounds on the Go. They were made by Small Worlds Toys and sold at Target. If you want details on returning the puzzles, you can go to myfoxdc.com. Just click on Seen on TV.
Well, seeing teenagers with a cell phone, it's nothing new, right? But kids in kindergarten? A recent survey by Weekly Reader found more than 50% of kids between the ages of 6 and 18 have cell phones. 13% are between 6 and 9 years old. Little Bobby Hampton of Dallas got her phone when she was just 8. She says it helps her keep up with her friends and lets her mom know where she is. Bobby's mom says the phone really is more of a toy than anything else. But, you know, it's just hard to say no.
The marketing for this particular group is extremely vicious.
Bobby got a call during our...
Little Bobby says she takes her phone almost everywhere, but it is not allowed at school.
Well, my 19-month-old likes to play with my phone, but I won't be giving it to her.
8 years old, still a little young for me. I mean, my goodness, I'm about to kill the teenager who can't stop text messaging.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
That is addictive, apparently. Yeah, they get real good at doing that, you know, even like below the desk, I think.
Like, what are you doing over
Not
there?
my kids, of course.
Of course. Angelic.
Somebody just told me that.
Let's talk about that weather out there.
Can we get rid of it?
Gray. Yeah, yes, please.
With your cell phone tomorrow, make sure you take an umbrella to school, kids, because you're going to need it for the first part of the day. Most of this rain's going to be overnight. Okay. We sure haven't seen much today. In fact, we'll take you to Storm Track right now. And we have patches here and there, but the air over Washington exceedingly dry. So even when we did have a little bit more moisture overhead than this, it was not able to hit the ground. Oh, but there's a little more to come. Let's switch to Storm Scan, shall we? And you'll be able to see what is coming our way. It is a massive storm system. As if this April hasn't been cruel enough, look at all the snow that is falling tonight. From Minnesota across the Great Lakes all the way over to Maine, anywhere from 2 to 12 inches of snow could fall. Now, not everybody will get the foot, but the sweet spots below the lakes, upstate New York into New England, may get anywhere up to 10 inches, maybe 12 inches in a few spots. Most places are going to get 3 to 6 out of it. Isn't that depressing? Tonight, we're watching the center of that storm move up through the Great Lakes, and it will bring us rain, which could be moderate at times overnight, lasting into the first part of Thursday. Right now, our temperature, though, not bad, but we sure have not seen much sun. It managed to hang in there for a few hours this morning, but it's been nothing but clouds since then. 51 for D.C., 47 for Hagerstown. And as a result of the clouds and the moisture that we are expecting to see later tonight, we won't have a very cold night. No freeze warning in effect for us. We will see our temperatures dropping through the 40s tonight and probably not getting too much colder than that in the overnight. For the evening, showers will develop, a chilly breeze will develop. Overnight is when we expect to see that slug of heavy moisture. And I've got to tell you, folks, for the weekend, we are monitoring a developing nor'easter. Can you imagine that? We're going to tag team that forecast for you and have it for you in just a little while. Sean and Laura?
Thank you very much, Sue. We will see you in just a little while.
Going green means saving lives, but it could also cost you.
That's right. Still ahead here, the news the Redskins fans have been waiting for. I don't know how that means going green. What is that about?
No, but we're going to talk about going burgundy and gold.
All
It's
right.
very exciting. The schedule is out, Feldy.
Yeah, it is. How could they be playing the Dallas Cowboys 4 times in one season? I'm just kidding. The who, the what, the where, and the when is up next as Fox 5 News at 5 continues.
Saying goodbye to a college football legend. Football stars, politicians, and longtime fans came out to say goodbye to former Grambling State football coach Eddie Robinson. One former player said it was like going to his own father's funeral. Robinson coached at Grambling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for more than 50 years. He died last week from complications of Alzheimer's. He was 88. Robinson is survived by his wife. He coached more than 200 future NFL players throughout his career.
One of the players he coached, former Redskin and Super Bowl MVP Doug Williams. The Skins are getting ready for what they hope will be the season to remember. The team just released the season schedule. Fox Eye's Dave Feldman is here to give us the details. So ending on a Cowboys note at home is a pretty good way to end the season.
That is a good season. And there's also a lot of national interest in this team, which is surprising because last year they did not have a great season. And usually, as you know, Sean and Laura, the season following a season dictates how much they'll be on TV, and despite a disappointing season, everyone still cares about this team. The Redskins will play in 3 nationally televised games. That's a lot for a team that finished 5-11 a year ago. In week 2, they will play at Philadelphia on Monday Night Football. Here's some of the other highlights. The Skins opened the 2007 campaign at home against the Dolphins. That's on Sunday, September 9th. The Monday Nighter comes in week 2 at Philly. A nationally televised audience gets to watch the division opener. The Giants come to town the following week for the NFC East opener. That's a game you can watch on Fox 5, a 4:15 scenario. The first meeting with the Cowboys will be in Dallas on November 18th, 1 o'clock, also a Fox 5 production. And the season ends, as Laura told you, with the Cowboys, December 30th at FedEx Field, a 1 p.m. start on Fox 5. Joe Gibbs, assess.
And we have a Monday night, which I always kind of look at as our players love to play them. And if I was a player, I would too. I think it's good for the fans. It's good for the players. It's not very good for the coaches, but, you know, I think playing a Monday night is a big deal.
It is. If you want to check out the entire Redskins schedule and listen to everything Joe Gibbs had to say about it, log on to myfoxdc.com, click on sports, and check out what Coach has to say. It's the off season, but of course, it's always Redskins season around here.
Yeah, obviously a lot of faith still in the team and in Joe Gibbs.
And in Jason Campbell coming back for another year, although Jamarcus Russell, a quarterback from LSU, was in town today. I'll tell you if that meant anything or if it didn't tonight at 10 o'clock. You'll hear what Jason Campbell had to say about it, too.
Thanks Very interesting.
Okay.
Thanks, Feldy. Well, we don't want to forget, of course, our other local athletes. It's time to vote for the Fox 5 High School Game of the Week, and this time we are focusing on lacrosse. Log on to myfoxdc.com, click on sports to choose your favorite matchup here. We're going to highlight the winning game on Fox 5 News at 5 and bring you special coverage on our website.
Well, it does not cost you a dime to go in the museums, but there are some big money questions surrounding the Smithsonian. Why museum officials found themselves on the hot seat on Capitol Hill today.
Also coming up tonight, an effort to crack down on crime. Wisdom.
D.C. Police and Prince George's County Police met for several hours today to talk about a cross-border initiative. Coming up, we'll tell you how that will affect their efforts to fight crime. Sean?
And more trouble on the tracks today. The latest on this morning's mess on Metro when Fox 5 News at 5 comes right back.
Play the American Idol trivia game on myfoxdc.com for a chance to win tickets to the season. This is Fox 5 News at 5.
A double murder adds to the crime concerns in Prince George's County. A man and woman were found dead in a car along 23rd Parkway in Hillcrest Heights last night. 22-year-olds Janae Giles and Delonte Johnson were killed. Police say they were sitting in a parked car when the killer walked up and fired several shots into the vehicle. Fighting crimes like that along the Prince George's County D.C. border is the focus of top cops from both areas. The two police chiefs met face-to-face to figure out what they can do to make a difference. Fox 5's Wisdom Martin is live at D.C. Police headquarters with more details. Wisdom?
Well, Sean, D.C. police leaders along with Prince George's County police leaders met here at this office today for several hours to come up with a crime border initiative. Now, the goal of that is to keep the criminals from using the border as a way to escape.
Both D.C. Police Chief Kathleen Lanier and Prince George's County Police Chief Melvin High agree that crime and violence is not just limited to one jurisdiction. It's a problem they both have to deal with. So they've come up with a strategy to team up on the problems. Part of the cross-border strategy includes a higher uniformed police presence by D.C. and Prince George's County, putting together a team to focus on the gun network of weapons crossing between the two jurisdictions, teaming up to identify and arrest repeat offenders, and information sharing between patrol and investigative units.
We've not only talked about a uniform approach to dealing with some of our shared issues, but also from the investigative standpoint, from intelligence gathering. We've talked about sharing also our forensic services and how we can create a greater synergy as we work together in that area as well.
The goal today was for us to put our heads together, do some analysis of what the issues are that we have to deal with jointly across this border, and come out of here with the first step of our summer strategy that will lead into an ongoing strategy that we will have across the District of Columbia and Prince George's County border.
Now, Chief Lanier says the next step over the next couple of weeks is to put this plan into writing, then deploy resources to make it work. They say they will periodically meet again with the neighboring jurisdictions to see how the plan is working, then adjust according to how the crime is affecting the areas. Sean?
All right, Wisdom Martin reporting live for us tonight. The departments are also working on adding resources to their Border Patrol teams.
Public money for private business. More drama tonight behind the walls of the Smithsonian Castle. The museum's inspector general says some workers were asked to restore guns, cars, and other items for the top bosses. All of it on government time and with government materials. It is just the latest in a string of embarrassing allegations of misconduct inside America's attic. We get more details tonight from Fox's Catherine Harridge.
Failing roofs, damaged exhibits, and now apparent conflicts of interest at the Smithsonian Institution.
Serious issues have brought us here today.
Senators berated the institution today for not being more open about physical problems like water damage.
If people really knew this, if there was the kind of campaign that you brought about, people and the private sector would respond.
Former Secretary Lawrence Small resigned last month after an internal audit revealed he used more than $300,000 taxpayer dollars to repair his own home and charged the Smithsonian $1 million to use his home for museum functions. Now the Smithsonian's Inspector General says the fact that Small served as a paid board member for a Smithsonian contractor appears to have been a conflict of interest. The acting secretary says Small's contract allowed it.
They did follow the general policies and procedures. Having said that, and moving forward, clearly I believe this is one of the issues that we will be reviewing with the Governance Committee of the Regents.
The Inspector General also revealed Air and Space Museum managers worked on outside projects on the taxpayers' dime.
Can't use Smithsonian resources for your own personal benefit, and that remains the rule today.
Board members promise things are getting better.
Clearly, we are at a critical time, but I believe we'll emerge from this a stronger institution, even more beloved by the American people.
But senators say the board has problems of its own, meeting only 4 times a year, one time spending $20,000 for a post-meeting dinner. In Washington, Catherine Harridge, Fox News.
And big changes could be coming to the 17-member board on the Smithsonian. Senator Feinstein wants to model it after New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Met's board has 40 members, including experts on management, fundraising, and the law.
Thousands of cars on the road are being recalled.
Find out if your ride is one of them.
Then take a look at this brand new video of that sunken cruise ship. Plus, the company now says it knows who to blame.
And this guy is a true American Idol. How he got that title, and I'll tell you, it does not involve singing. We'll take a look. Bye.
Go to myfoxdc.com and watch the latest shows with Fox On Demand.
500,000 SUVs are being recalled tonight. Ford says it's had more than 50 complaints of engine fires in the Escape models. The recall includes the 2001 to 2004 models, but not the hybrids. Contact your dealer if you'd like to set up an inspection. The fires can start with corrosion on anti-lock brakes. An electrical fire filled the Cleveland Park Metro station with smoke early this morning. Metro says the small fire started as workers were cleaning that station. Water got into an electric sign, and that is what started smoking. The fire department was called in to make sure everything was okay. it didn't cause any delays on the red line.
Dramatic new pictures of a disaster at sea. Today, a cruise line said human error caused one of their ships to sink. The Merchant Marine Ministry released this video showing the wreckage 300 feet below the surface. The Sea Diamond sank off the coast of Greece last week after hitting volcanic reef. The captain and 5 crew members were charged with negligence. 1,600 people got off the ship safely, but 2 French passengers are still missing. There is more fallout tonight from that massive pet food recall. A possible stock scandal is brewing here, involving a top executive at Menu Foods. Chief Financial Officer Mark Ween sold about half of his shares in the company just 3 weeks before the recall was announced. The Canadian company says there is no way he could have known what was happening. Weens calls it a horrible coincidence. Menu Foods stock plunged after the company recalled 60 million containers of contaminated pet food.
Going green is getting cool,
but it could end up costing you. We're going to take a look at some of the big changes headed our way.
And speaking of changes, they're coming to the forecast, Sue.
Yeah, and some of those changes, Laura and Sean, you're not going to like them too much. Okay, wait a minute. When the good news is rain, you've got kind of a tough forecast. Because what else could it be? It could be snow. They're getting snow again in the Great Lakes. Oh, they've just got to be so depressed about it. Haven't seen the sunshine in a long time. We could use a little more sunshine too, but first we're going to make up some rain deficits. We'll talk about the timing for rain moving in and a second weekend storm that could be a pretty big deal. We'll be right back.
Go to the MyFoxDC.com weather page to check out live radar with Storm Track.
California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger in town today, recognized for pushing his state to go green. Schwarzenegger attended the Global Environmental Leadership Conference in Georgetown. The Republican leader is also on the cover of Newsweek this week after signing a bill to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in California. It is a move he hopes will influence other states.
Do I believe that the standards that California sets will solve global warming? Of course not. California, as you know, is big. California is powerful. And what we do in California has unbelievable impact and has consequences.
Maryland, by the way, is following in California's footsteps by passing a law calling for cleaner fuel emissions. Some lawmakers say it will save lives. Critics say it could cost you money. Fox 5's Sarah Simmons takes a closer look tonight.
Going green is getting a lot of attention these days. Walking and taking public transportation have been encouraged for quite some time. But now Maryland is trying to raise the bar. A bill expected to be signed by Governor Martin O'Malley would require automakers to clean up their cars by tightening emission standards, starting with cars made in 2011. The idea has caught attention of the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments.
It's going to be considered further in an air quality plan, which we're working on as we speak, and actually is to be adopted in May.
Maryland lawmakers who pushed the bill to the governor's desk expect the toxic emissions to drop by about 30%. Toxins that can cause respiratory problems and neurological disorders. But car makers say prepare to pay more for those new vehicles. When the new standards go into effect, car dealers say you could expect to pay $500 to $1,000 more for a new car. Senator Brian Frosch from Bethesda doesn't believe the cost will increase that much and says drivers will save money in the long run.
So that if the price goes up a little bit, it's going to be more than offset by the savings that consumers get by the improved fuel efficiency of their vehicle.
If you have a car made before 2011, you're in the clear. The new regulations would only apply to cars made from 2011 and beyond. Sarah Simmons, Fox 5 News.
Very interesting, the changes that they're making, and I'm sure other states will be following suit in years to come.
Absolutely.
Some momentum building there.
Yeah, definitely. But it remains controversial, too.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Speaking of changes, another change,
Yes,
Sue, not just rain.
This is a change that has people saying, where's the global warming? Because it is so cool. Spring has been elusive in the east.
Maybe this is like payback from winter.
That's exactly what we think downstairs in the Weather Center. We had a warm December and January.
Yep.
We're going to pay for it in the spring, and that's exactly what is happening. So we're going to take you on a little field trip because everybody wants to see more spring. We found some in Washington State, maybe not in Washington, D.C. The Skagit Valley looking absolutely beautiful with all of their daffodils and their tulip festival, the 24th annual, underway until the end of April. I really think we could book a flight and go see some actual live flowers.
Those are beautiful.
Aren't they beautiful? And they say that there are hundreds and hundreds in the fields of Skagit Valley. So people out there are flocking to see this. Boy, that is pretty, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Oh, eventually it'll come back to D.C. We'll probably miss the big blooming this year. And you know, the other thing, okay, it hasn't been warm. We haven't seen as many flowers as we normally do, and we haven't had as much rain as we normally get, but we're about to make up the rain deficit. I think, in fact, we could make it up tonight, everybody, or put a big, big dent in it. We've got some showers showing up on Storm Track, our live Doppler radar, over to the eastern shore, a few, and down to our south and west. We expect this to fill in as we go through the night, and the heaviest of the rain is going to be overnight. Let's talk weather headlines, because it's not just one storm, but two storms to watch. The first one is going to be primarily affecting us overnight with a lot of rain. We'll show you just how much rain we think we're going to get in a moment. But the downside is temperatures continue to stay on the cool side. Normal is 65 degrees. We haven't been anywhere near it since the early portions of April when we had our couple of supremely wonderful days in the 80s. We haven't been able to get there since then. Put satellite and radar in motion and watching storm number one. We've had a few showers out ahead with the frontal system down to our south struggling, and a very strong front as well as a powerful area of low pressure. The low producing the snow will go up through the western Great Lakes tonight. They're sick about it. They're going to get another several inches of snow. The worst case scenarios could see a foot of snow in some spots. Most places will get a few inches. And then some of this heavy rain is going to swing through our area tonight and the first part of tomorrow morning. How much rain are we talking about? Well, if you're going out later tonight, I definitely recommend your umbrella. We could get 1/2 to 1 inch of rain according to the computer models, which seem to be coming into nice agreement on this storm. It will be heavier up to our north, and a lot of this could also be frozen, and that's something they are not looking forward to. So that's storm number one tonight and first part of tomorrow morning. Storm number two, gotta tell you, packing a bigger punch. Gary McGrady standing by in the Weather Center to tell us about this one, which will add to April's nasty reputation this year.
Wow, you know, Sean hit it right. This is a payback from
Yeah.
December when temperatures were way above normal. This is going to go down on the record books as one of the coldest Aprils across the United States. Now then, we want to talk about this weekend storm. We talked about it a little bit last night, how much of a challenge it was going to be. It does look like now for Saturday, the rain is starting to move on in. Saturday showers, that's pretty much the forecast. Watch this area of low pressure down in the deep south. We could get some of these Saturday showers holding off until late in the afternoon. That's about the most optimistic forecast we can get right now, but it will be cool on Saturday. As this storm gets closer to us for Sunday, it brings in heavier rain. The thunderstorms will stay down to the south, it looks like now, but we will see a powerful coastal low develop sometime late Sunday afternoon, and it will become a nice little nor'easter running right up the coast, and then it's going to meander for a while just offshore, so that will influence next week's weather. It doesn't look like we're going to warm up for quite a while. Here's the weekend by the numbers. 54 on Saturday with some showers. Again, optimistically, maybe the showers hold off until Saturday afternoon. Rain all day and windy on Sunday. Temperatures there still stuck in the 50s. Again, this is going to change day by day, so if you have weekend plans, tune in again later on tonight and tomorrow. We'll be chasing these models, but they are becoming more agreeable, and that's always a bad news when you're looking for better weather for the weekend. Sue?
We wish they would agree on a different solution, don't we?
Yeah, sunshine and warm.
And the Tulip Festival out in Washington State looking like an even better destination. So unfortunately, not great news for the weekend, everybody. And again, rain will be coming in later tonight. We'd like to run our computer model so you can get a sense for the timing. Let's pause this for the morning rush hour, and I'm afraid from D.C. and on east, it could be some heavy rain. That's the timing, later rather than earlier. It keeps on moving. By noon, we still may have some showers around, and then we'll just call it hit or miss for the afternoon. Notice it is showing a mix in the mountains, and that's something we'll have to watch even with this next system north and west of town this weekend. Could they even be getting a little more wet snow mixing in? On that forecast, it could happen. Temperatures tomorrow will be pushing 60 degrees. That's the good news. The bad news is that we're staying in a rather unsettled pattern for the next several days. 45 degrees tonight. Showers develop, becoming heavier rain late tonight. 62 degrees tomorrow. In terms of the rain, early in the morning, probably not so much in the middle of the day, and then maybe wrapping up with a little bit of rain. High temperature of 61 degrees. Okay, not all of our days are disastrous on this 5-day. Friday looking lovely. Probably more clouds than sun, about 60 degrees, but primarily dry. First half of Saturday should be dry. We're going to, again, watch that weekend forecast because it's been a little different every day. So we've had lower confidence in this forecast. It's getting a little higher now that it's not going to be so great.
Okay. Well, optimistically speaking, at least we're not in the 30s, right?
Now, there you go.
That's true.
exactly. We're not going to be getting 3 to 6 inches of snow like many of our neighbors in the Western Lakes
exactly.
will.
So, you know, I'd rather have umbrellas than big parkas
Very
and snow
true.
boots. Yeah.
I agree.
Thank you, Sue. All right, move over, Sanjaya. This guy is a true American Idol. See why coming up next.
And don't forget to vote for your favorite Mike at the Mall finalist. Here's a look at the best singers from week number 2. To cast your vote, go to myfoxdc.com, click on Entertainment. We will be right back.
Go to myfoxdc.com to check out the latest My Weather forecast.
Did you know D.C. has an American Idol at one local university, and we're not talking to Antonella Barba?
No, this guy doesn't sing, and you can't vote on his talent, but he is a star. Fox Eye's Lou Holder has his story.
American University's Josh Glenn is just like every other student on campus, attending classes and hanging out at the student union. But there's something very unique about this junior from upstate New York. He's a national wrestling champion.
I'm taking it in slowly. It's sinking in more and more now.
That's America's first national champion. You heard it correctly. Glenn's victory outside of Detroit last month, the very first Division I championship for the school in any sport.
It's really a testament to our program, to my coaching staff and my teammates that we can get it done at this little institution. No one even knows where it is. You know, my classmates don't even know who I am. But we can get it done. You know, if we believe in it, we can get it done.
The challenge of winning a national title, not as difficult as getting his hardware back to campus through airport security.
We had to put it sideways to get it through the scanner, and it actually got jammed in there, and they had to stop it and clear everyone out and go through there, and some guy had to clear it out from the inside.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Chris.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
As much as he enjoys the recognition that comes with being a trailblazer, Glenn's sights are set much higher.
I don't want to be so glorified and just that I'm going to lose my juice for next year. I need it for one more year, you know. But I'll tell you, after next year, after I win nationals next year, then I'll be happy, and because then it'll be done.
Focused words from an American wrestler who now has idol status on campus. Lou Holder, Fox 5 Sports.
That is awesome. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
He's a star.
Well, this weather is not star potential, but as you've said, we do need the rain, and
we do. We'll try to paint
bring those spring flowers.
And you know, I still have firewood to use, so you know, I'm just going to burn it off this weekend. Oh, they'll be getting the fires stoked tonight from Minnesota across the peninsulas of Michigan, all the way into New England. Heavy rain mixed with snow. We will see rain of our own coming in, especially tonight.
All right. Thank you very much, Sue.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here.